ELA Practice Test 2026 English Language Arts Exam Questions and Test Prep Study Guide. Question 1. Which literary device involves a direct comparison between two unlike things using like or as? Metaphor, simile, personification, hyperbole. A simile uses like or as to compare two things, example, fast as a cheetah. Question 2. What is the primary purpose of an expository essay? To tell a fictional story, to persuade the reader to take action, to inform or explain a topic, to express personal feelings through poetry. Expository writing is intended to explain, inform, or describe a subject to the reader. Question 3. In a plot diagram, which section follows the climax and leads toward the resolution? Exposition, rising action, falling action, inciting incident. The falling action occurs after the climax, where the consequences of the climax play out before the resolution. Question 4. What is the theme of a story? The sequence of events, the location where the story takes place, the central message or underlying meaning, the dialogue between characters. The theme is the universal idea or message that the author wants to convey through the narrative. Question 5. Identify the error in the following sentence. Each of the students have completed their assignment. Punctuation error, subject-verb agreement error, spelling error, capitalization error. The subject each is singular, so the verb should be has instead of have. Question 6. Which point of view uses the pronoun I and allows the reader to see the story through the narrator's eyes? First person, second person, third person limited, third person omniscient. First person narration is told by a character in the story using I. Question 7. What does the root word bene mean, as in beneficial or benevolent, bad, small, good, earth? The Latin root bene means good or well. Question 8. Which sentence is written in the passive voice? The chef prepared a delicious meal. The meal was prepared by the chef. The chef is preparing the meal now. The chef will prepare the meal tomorrow. In passive voice, the subject, the meal receives the action, was prepared. Question 9. What is an oxymoron? A long, exaggerated story. A figure of speech where contradictory terms appear in conjunction. A word that sounds like what it describes. A repetition of vowel sounds. An oxymoron combines two opposite ideas. Example, jumbo shrimp, deafening silence. Question 10. In persuasive writing, an ethos appeal relies on logic and facts, emotional response, the speaker's credibility or character, timing and opportunity. Ethos is an appeal to ethics and the credibility of the person making the argument. Question 11. What is foreshadowing? Hints about events that will happen later in the story. A flashback to a character's childhood. The physical description of a setting. The resolution of the conflict. Foreshadowing gives the reader clues about future plot developments. Question 12. Which of the following is a compound complex sentence? I went to the store. I went to the store and I bought milk. Because I was out of milk, I went to the store and I bought a carton. Since I was out of milk, I went to the store. A compound complex sentence contains at least two independent clauses and at least one dependent clause. Question 13. What is irony? A contrast between expectation and reality. A type of metal used in printing. The rhythm of a poem. The introduction of a character. Irony involves a situation where the outcome is the opposite of what was expected. Question 14. What does connotation mean? The literal dictionary definition of a word. The emotional or cultural associations of a word. A word that has the same meaning as another. The history of a word's origin. Connotation refers to the feelings or ideas that a word suggests beyond its literal meaning. Question 15. Which part of speech modifies a verb, adjective, or another adverb? Noun, pronoun, adverb, preposition. Adverbs typically end in ly and provide information about how, when, where, or to what extent. Question 16. In the sentence "the wind whispered through the trees," which device is used? Simile, onomatopoeia, personification, alliteration. Giving human qualities, whispering, to a non-human object, the wind, is personification. Question 17. What is the climax of a story? The very beginning. The point of highest tension or the turning point. The list of characters. The final sentence. The climax is the peak of the action and the moment where the main conflict reaches its highest point. Question 18. Which of these is a synonym for ephemeral? Lasting, short-lived, strong, bright. Ephemeral means lasting for a very short time. Question 19. What is the purpose of a thesis statement? To introduce the characters. To state the main argument or purpose of the essay. To conclude the paper. To cite the sources used. A thesis statement tells the reader what the essay will prove or discuss. Question 20. Which suffix means the study of? Ist, ology, ism, able. The suffix ology, like biology, psychology, means the study of a subject.